If you are remotely considering a move in 2021, you're gonna wanna watch this video because we're gonna go into should you buy or sell first. This is an important topic that is very instrumental in making a decision today. All right, so the stage is set. You have in your mind officially decided I'm going to make a move. These four walls that surround me in my current home is not gonna do it. I want to make a move. And in 2021, what do you have to do first, sell or buy? And this kind of goes back to like the age-old question of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. And what I'm going to tell you is it's actually a little clearer than it may be in your mind right now. So let's dig in. Now, if you find yourself in a position where you can buy a new home without financially having to sell your old home, this video is not for you. You're good to go. You don't need to worry about this. But if you're in a financial scenario where you need to sell in order to buy, we're gonna dig into what the ramifications are and what the best strategy is to move forward. Here in 2021 in Southwest Florida, it is a hot market, meaning properties are moving very fast. There's limited inventory. And if you're looking to make a move, you're probably wondering, is what I want going to be available out there? But if you find that property and you're ready to go buy that, would the seller consider taking your offer if you still had to sell your home? So we're sort of put in a little bit of a spot here where we have to make some strategic decisions. Now we're gonna talk through those options and understand why we're gonna give you the best way to move forward. So let's go down that path first. Let's say that the reality is you're waiting for that perfect home to come along so that you can feel confident that you can buy that home, and then and only then would you consider selling your home and putting it on the market for sale. Now, here is the challenge with that philosophy. In an active market like we have right now, the chances are that there's other people who will also fall in love with that new home that came on the market. And there's chances are that some of or many of those people who are interested in that property will not have to sell their home in order to buy. So if you make an offer over to that seller of the property that you have interest in, it's not gonna look quite as good as somebody else who has no contingency in place from that perspective. And so what we've seen happen time and time again is that the seller will reject the offer. Now you as the buyer, there's an emotional component to all of this. You're very upset because you missed out on the dream property. Hate to say it, but that would continue to happen in the scenario where you didn't list your home for sale. And if that's hard to grasp, what I would challenge you to do is put yourself in the seller's shoes. If the seller of that property has multiple offers in place, which would you choose? If you were selling your home, what would you do? And chances are you would go with the offer that has less contingencies in place. It just makes sense. It gives them more confidence in the fact that the sale is going to go through. So what do we do then? Well, the answer is we actually list your home for sale and work on getting a contract. And I can see it right now. I see in your head the question is, well, Brad, what if we don't find a place? Or what if one is not available and our house is sold? Will we be homeless? No, we're gonna work through all of that. We'll make sure that you wouldn't be homeless, but we've gotta put you in a good position that you're gonna be ready to go when that next home does come along. What I need you to understand is that you as the seller in a seller's market, which you've got a very busy, active seller's market right now, have a lot of negotiating power when you put your home up for sale. So more than just price, there are other terms that can be negotiated. So we're seeing scenarios right now where a buyer comes along for your particular property, they're willing to be flexible. If you say, I need extra time so that I can find my next home, great, we can get them to typically agree to that. There can be instances where we can actually close on your home, you get the cash out of the sale, and then maybe we could negotiate what's called a lease back. So you lease the property back from the buyer. So you stay in your property, you have your cash. That way you wouldn't even need to put a sale contingency in place on your purchase. I will say, in order for this strategy to work, we have to have confidence that there is something out there for you that at least exists. And here's what I mean by that. If you've seen a property that came up on the market and then was sold, the chances are there's others that are out there. Maybe they're not on the market right now, but chances are there's other homes similar to that we can then find. And so here's a really important key to all of this, is that you need to have a great agent or a great team on your side who's going to be aggressive about finding your new home. Because if we just sit back and wait for what comes on the market, then that's a passive way of finding real estate. I mean, it's not an overly successful way of finding real estate, especially in a constrained market. So what we're able to do through our tools, systems, and aggressive trying to make things happen is actually find off-market properties for you. We have an internal list of off-market properties. We also have the ability to call and mail and several other strategies for certain geographic locations and certain homes that meet your criteria. So we've been very fortunate to be able to put a lot of people together, buyers and sellers, of off-market properties to help in this situation. So let's say that you sell your home, we get an extended closing, or we get a lease back, and we have 90 days worth of time, which is plenty of time to find the new property. And as we go along, let's say nothing new comes on the market. That's okay. We're gonna be working aggressively from day one to find properties for you. Knock on wood, we are continuing to have a lot of success with this strategy. It has worked exceptionally well in this market, and this will give you the confidence that you can move forward and know that you'll be able to move into something, but it also gives the seller confidence that your deal, your contract, your offer is super solid, and they're gonna wanna work with you. So that's really the best way to move forward in 2021 in this seller's market, is we have to have confidence on both sides. And unless there's a little bit of faith into moving forward with that process, then all of a sudden, neither one would come first, the chicken or the egg. So you've got to make the decision to have a conversation, to talk about strategy. Does it make sense for you to move? We would sit down, take a look at what your current mortgage is, what kind of equity you'd be able to pull out of your property, the timing on everything, do a market analysis. So it makes sense as a first step to have that conversation and that overall analysis, and then you get to make the right decision for you. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, helping you achieve your goals.